So I am so upset that I missed the boat trip episode, but listen, booked and busy. That's what I was doing, guys. I was working, so I missed that episode. But I did have a few things that I want to talk about from that episode before I get into tonight's episode. Real quick, first, let's talk about Bethany and Carol. It's sad. You know what I mean? Like, we all know that I like Bethany for the show. I do not agree with her behavior 90% of the time. I feel like she's just a cold person, but I don't hold it against her. I think that she grew up in a trying household, and she is a product of her childhood, right? So I don't hold it against her, but it's ugly to see on TV. Having said that, she's also a very sensitive person, and she is heartbroken because she's losing her friend. She even said it on last week's episode. She said, this is like a death. I'm like mourning my friendship. Like, Carol is done. You know what I mean? Like, Carol's out of this relationship. And I think Carol is saying that she's trying to make it work. She forgave her. She moved on. But Bethany can tell that she's done with her. Carol's energy is different towards Bethany. Carol's walls are up. Like, she is just guarded with Bethany. And it's very apparent that Carol is out of the friendship. And Bethany can see it. She can see it. She can feel it. And it's breaking her heart because she wants her friend back. And she doesn't know what she's done. And she's trying to work on a relationship with somebody who does not want her. So now Bethany is dealing with rejection. She's dealing with the fact that she still has to be around this person who said no to her being in their life. And although Carol is saying, oh no, we're good, you're not. Carol's not good with her. She was obviously very hurt by Bethany. And the sad part is, I think their friendship is falling apart because of Adam. And it's so sad that not even a husband, a boyfriend, a fair weather boyfriend, you know, has come in between these two women. And I just wish that Carol would have been able to talk to Bethany and tell her truth, and Bethany was able to receive it, and they were able to move on. But the problem is, Bethany hurt Carol with the whole Adam situation, and they can't get back because Carol is too hurt. And at that point, she's like, I'm done and I'm over it. And I also forgot to talk about in my last review about Carol being off the show. Like, I was hearing rumors about it, but I didn't think that she was actually going to allow this opportunity to go away. But Carol is wealthy, you know what I mean? Like, she has a cushion from her, you know, royal husband for her life. So she's good. She doesn't need this show, something fun to do. And she's just like, I'm good. I don't need it anymore. You know, her and Bethany are friends. She does not want to be in a space with her. She even said it in her, I had the message, but it was a long message. But basically, she just said, I'm done. I did what I came here to do. I want to do something different. And I also don't want to be in a space with somebody who I just don't enjoy. And then Bethany responded about how Carol didn't quit. She was let go. And then Heather jumped in, was just like, I quit. You know, you only walked away and came back because what you wanted to do failed. And it just got really, really messy. But I didn't think... I would have never thought that Carol would leave the show. I thought that she really enjoyed, you know, the spotlight. And not saying that she was a ham, but I thought that she was able to handle the show really well. And a lot of people won't miss her because on Twitter people were like, good riddance. But I like Carol on the show. I enjoyed her. Even when I wasn't enjoying her, I enjoyed Carol. So that's, it's unfortunate. You know what I mean? I don't know who's going to come in. I hope it's not another rotating door of cast members, because we had that a couple seasons ago where they were just rotating heifers and nothing was working. I would like for them to bring back Kelly. I would love for Kelly Benson to come back. But I feel like that Bethany is the top dog of this show, so I don't think that she would allow Kelly to come back because Kelly always challenged her. If not Kelly, is it Alex McCord? Her, the girl who lived in Brooklyn, and Luann read her and was like, darling, even, was it Gucci or Versace? No, it wasn't Gucci. It wasn't Versace. What was it? Darling, even Versace, no, darling, even Gucci makes mistakes. Something, but Luann read her about her Herman Munster shoes, that chick. I would love for her to come back. Like, if we're gonna get rid of some new people, then just make it a whole OG show again. I miss the OGs. I would like to see where they're at in their lives at this point. So it's unfortunate to see Carol go, but I'm pretty sure that this show is going to be able to cast a very interesting housewife. I thought they didn't have it in Tinsley, but you know, she's brought a little something. So you know, the show's going to go on. Although I'm sad about it. I feel like I'm the only one who's sad about it. The show is just going to be fine. Now, let's move on to Dorinda being awful. Guys, can you believe that I'm here with Dorinda? Y'all know that was my girl. I love Dorinda, but these past few episodes, she's just been awful, and I can't get behind her anymore. I just feel so checked out from my Dorinda support this season. Like, I just don't like it. I don't like when she drinks, I just get nervous because I feel like this awful person is going to come out, and I can't stomach it. I really, really can't, and it's unfortunate because she's been my favorite on this franchise, on this part of the franchise for the season she's been on. So I'm just disappointed that we're here now. You know, me and Dorinda, our relationship have come to a sad and unfortunate end. Hopefully it can be built back up because I like Dorinda. I really, really do. I think she's the flyest out of all of them. I love her honesty, but the fact that she does not own up to anything, like how she treated Luann was terrible, and then not backing down until the very end until Luann had to like come to her. It was just, I didn't like that. I really, really didn't. I also want to talk about from last week's episode how I feel like the ladies are just so jealous of Tinsley. It's so sad when a younger woman comes into these circles. The older women, instead of like encouraging her, giving her wisdom, helping her through, you know, this time and just helping her through life and just being, you know, fairy godmothers, are just awful to her. Like anytime Tinsley gets any kind of praise or, you know, any kind of love, anytime somebody loves on her, Scott or her family, whoever, the ladies just hate on her. Like they hate her because she's from money and she is well taken care of. You know what I mean? She doesn't have to worry about anything. And she also has a dude that has even more money and spoils her. And the women hate that, especially Sonja, because she's in a financial situation. And it's just like, who cares? And then Sonja constantly mentions her age. And I'm like, guys, Tinsley ain't talking about none of y'all. She's living her best life. And I think that's their problem. Tinsley is living her best life in front of them and getting paid to do it. And they're pissed off because their lives are in this, you know, this kind of limbo of chaos and good. And they're not happy. So they're mad that she's happy. And I hate it. But also, since we're talking about Tinsley, she looked ridiculous this episode. All of her outfits, her makeup, her jewels, that bathing suit that she had on that boat trip from hell, sickening. Mother look good. If your man is going to pay for your hair and makeup team to come with you while you are on a vacation with your girlfriends, listen, let it happen. I want a man that'll do that for me. First of all, you know, if I can get to that point, that's going to be a requirement. You know what I mean? Like, spoil me for real. Especially in front of my girlfriends. Listen, daddy, spoil me. But she looked great. She really, really looked great. Now, let's get into this boat trip from hell. It wasn't as dramatic as the ladies were making it seem. Like, I felt like Tinsley. Like, Tinsley was just like, it was a rocky boat trip. It's okay. Like, she was the most chill. And I kind of resonated with her because I do understand being on a boat and it just getting a little scary, right? I bet you this is Lauren. How can I help you?
All right, edit this out. I'm gonna have to vacuum my rug.
Okay. Do what you gotta do.
No, I need the cameras off.
I'm gonna edit it.
God damn it.
No, I'm not. But I felt like this is what you are hired to do. You know what I mean? Get a GoPro. Film what's happening on the boat. I just felt like they caught the cameras during probably the best footage of the season. So that was unfortunate, but I'm glad that the ladies are okay. It was also really sad to see Bethany consoling Carol. And because Carol, got seasick and Bethany was consoling her, just really concerned about her friend because Bethany really loves Carol. And I think Carol loved Bethany. She's fallen out of love with her. Like, it's just like she's done. Carol is so done, and that's so sad because we're literally watching a relationship break up. And we're literally watching one partner just be like, I'm done. And you have this other partner not necessarily fighting, but like just falling apart because the other part, the friend, does not want the relationship anymore. It's a hard thing to deal with. Whether you agree with Bethany or not, it's still sad to watch her heartbreak and not see a resolution. You know what I mean? Because you want Carol to, want to be her friend again, but then you can understand Carol not wanting to be her friend. It's just sad. It really, really is. But what's more saddening and disappointing is the fact that we missed the best footage on that boat trip. Get a GoPro, Bravo. You got the coins. Don't do that again, Andy. We don't want to see no, we don't We don't want to see no, black screen with white writing about what happened during the scene. Let us, the viewers, see it. We give you our views. Give us a good show. Let's get into tonight's episode. I love the Countess. Because, listen, Lorraine is me. I am so glad that Ramona, renovated her home. It needed it. Like, that home was dusty. It was dry. It needed a renovation. I wasn't expecting that. It looked good, but I'm like, I don't know. It seemed so undone. Like, I'm with Lorraine. Not a flower in the home, not a chia pet, nothing. It just seems like there was more work that needed to be done. Maybe for it to look lived in. I felt like it was still going through staging, and it just wasn't quite there. The renovations that she made to, the bones of the home was great, but there was nothing else. Like, nice chandelier, but like, if you're going to call this a reveal, honey, we want to be wild, especially if you're on the show because you have money. We want to see the wealth. That's what we're tuning in for. We're tuning in the wealth, for the shade, for the drama. We're tuning in to see how awful the 1% lives, and still want to vicariously live that same life. Like, this is what the dream that you're supposed to sell us, and we're watching it like, okay, this is, IKEA cute. I can do that, like, there just needed to be more. And I just love Luann because I think she captured what everybody was thinking when we were looking at Ramona's renovation, like, oh, we're done? Okay. Yeah, so stank. Now, seriously, she's not that old. Like, I felt like you need diapers when, or I could be wrong. I don't know. Do you need diapers when you're, like, freshly 50? Isn't that a little young for a diaper? But I love how first of all, not only was she wearing a diaper, she was wearing like tight pants with her diaper and had no problem with it being shown. And they was talking about how she wears them often, especially when she's on the jitney. I'm like, Sonja, you should have enough money. Like, Bravo, don't you have like medical through Bravo? Aren't they SAG? I think they're union. You have to have medical at this point to like get things tightened up if you need it. Especially with all the anal play and all that stuff that she's doing. Like, you're getting it in all types of entrances, so you can afford to tighten it up a bit so that you don't need a diaper. Or do you want to say loosey-goosey? I can't stand this show. Oh, Carol, no, sis. You were dead wrong. So, okay, Tinsley should have shut up about the boat trip not being a big deal. Because it wasn't a big deal to other people. Although you didn't have the same reaction, does not invalidate other people's experiences. Even when I said earlier, I was like, it doesn't look like it was a big deal. But that was me watching it. They experienced something you cannot tell people or just make them feel like their reactions don't matter because you didn't have the same reaction or feeling, right? Totally wrong. Carol crossed a huge line. Because she then says to Tinsley, well, you've been in an abusive relationship, so your response to us, saying that we're shaken up in the boat trip is a person who was in an abusive relationship response. Immediately, Tinsley is just harmed by that. Like, she starts to cry, starts to have a little breakdown because she's like reliving everything. First of all, the girl is probably embarrassed that you, a good friend, would bring something up like that she wasn't even ready for. Like, you didn't even prep her to be like, oh, we're going to talk about the abuse that you endured in your relationships. Like, Carol, how did you think that was okay? Maybe that's why you're getting out of this season, because you realize that we're probably going to see some awful things from you coming up, because I just feel like how she's treating Bethany is not going to fare well with her for the rest of the season, because it's just like Bethany is a lot, but she's trying, and Carol doesn't have to accept it. She also does not have to jump on Bethany every time Bethany speaks or says something, because even in Puerto Vallarta, no, that's not where they were at, Colombia, Bethany was like in other conversations and Carol would jump in and just be like, it's enough, Bethany, stop. And I'm like, you don't have to do that. Y'all breaking up. You know what I mean? She's already harmed by the fact that your relationship is ending. You don't gotta jump in and, you know, let her know that you're not feeling her, right? So maybe that's why Kara was just like, I'm probably not going to get the best reception for the next couple episodes. So let me just get out of my contract. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know. I'm still speculating. But this scene with Tinsley, sis, you were wrong. I like you, but I can't stand behind that. Like, why would you do that to that girl? Tinsley was so hurt, guys. Oh, I feel bad. That's not right. You cannot compare her in her abusive relationship to you getting seasick. Like, girl, wrong. Bethany's home looks great. And I'm not hating, right? I'm not. I'm just being honest. I just feel like she moves every year to the same apartment. It's the same apartment, and it's so like, her style is so like 1970s modern IKEA. Like, it's so, I don't know. It looked nice though. I loved her makeup room, like where she gets her makeup done. But I'm just like, Bethany, this is the same apartment. She never moves like to another apartment and gets like, I'm gonna go, you know, Parisian summer at this space. She just, it's the same aesthetic, same style, same furniture, same color pattern every time. Brent's room, same color pattern every time. It's like, girl, stay put. Stay put. Why is she moving all the time? Is it investment properties? Is this what she's doing? Is she just living in investment properties? If so, girl, I feel it. You know what I mean? Like, I understand. Because our homes never look like they have a personal touch. You know what I mean? It always looks like staging. Like what Ramona's home should have looked like. It looks like it's being staged. So I don't know. Maybe they're investment properties, but it's like, girl, you keep on moving to the same damn place. You spending all this money to move to the same place. And you know what? LA ain't easy, right? Especially when you East Coast to the core. But man, oh man, I'm not dropping all that money to live in something that's like under 1,000 square feet. That apartment is cute, but it's tight. It's not for all that money, not for the millions of dollars, baby. I'm not going to be in nothing tight. Now, Gwyneth Paltrow, did y'all see her home that she's selling? I think the home was in Vogue. It looked huge. She has a New York apartment, but it was 2 apartments. She like bought the other apartment and like bought out the whole floor. So she has one whole floor of a New York apartment building, and she just made that into one huge home. Now that I would do. Because if I'm going to drop that kind of coin, I want to have space. I want to be able to like move around. Like, I can't come from LA to go to New York and I'm spending the same amount of money and I can't even breathe. Like, I'm tight. Bethany's home just looks tight. Nice. Tight. Dorinda. We not going to have a good time for the rest of the season, sweetie. She still thinks that she's the victim in this Luann situation. Ma'am, your really good friend just got out of rehab. You throw that into her face and berate her for an entire evening because she said, oh, it's turning. It's the truth. When you start drinking, some demon comes out of your body and just destroys everybody in your presence. It's the truth. You may not have liked what Luann said. And yes, it was loaded. She was saying it in a joking way, but she felt some way about what was about to happen. They don't like it. It's uncomfortable. They hate when you go there with the alcohol because you get nasty. So she made a comment about it. You crossed the line. Why can you not understand that? And why do you keep on apologizing, hugging her, saying you want to move forward? And then after you think about it for a little bit of time, you go back to, oh no, what she did was wrong. Like, I can't believe we're here. Dorinda, I'm hurt. You hurt me. You really, really did. I'm hurt, Dorinda. Because everybody last season was just like, oh, Nikki, we don't know what you see in Dorinda. She's nasty. And here I am, heartbroken, feeling like a fool for defending you for this long. And I just... This is me and Teresa Giudice all over again, because I'm telling you, I would go down in flames fighting for Teresa. She could do no wrong to, like, for me. Like, everything she did was gold. I loved it. But then, like, her last season before she went to prison, I was like, oh, Teresa, I can't get behind you, sis. You wrong. Dorinda. Sonja. Sis, you messed up when you put that filthy townhouse on TV. Like, you want people to pay $3,200. No, $32,000, right? Isn't it $32,000 a month for that townhouse? And you've shown that it's dilapidated. Like, there are receipts from this show that you have shown that things are visibly wrong. Visibly, just wrong with the townhouse. How can you in good conscience even charge people that? $10,000 I think makes sense. She got to take $20,000 off that thing. $10,000 for a townhouse. I'll even give you $12,000, and I'm being nice, because that townhouse has problems. It's dilapidated. Like, how are you, like? And then she gonna say, well, if they can't, if they don't want to pay that, then they can't afford it. You can't afford it. That's why you renting it. Don't get too high and mighty, sis. You might got the Morgan crest, but you ain't no Morgan like that. Stay woke and be humble. So I'm going to New York in September for RuPaul's Drag Con, the New York version. I went to LA. I'm going to the one in New York, and I plan on going to Lip Bar, and that's where Luann and Bethany are filming. That place has been on my radar for such a long time, but I've never had time to go there. But now that it's a lot warmer, because I normally go to New York around my birthday in December, and it's always so cold, and it's just, I can only do but so much in the cold. You know, my blood has thinned since I lived in LA. My body is Cali, but my heart is Philly. Please believe it. Anyway, so I plan on going there, and when they were filming there, I was like, oh my goodness, the New York City Lip Bar, I'll figure it out. But yeah, that's where I want to go. When I do go to New York, I'm also going to do the Housewives, the Real Housewives of New York bus tour. I cannot wait for that. That's going to be so fun. So I'll do like a vlog of that, and I'll also let you guys see how the Lip Bar looks, and you know, just take you into that place so you can see what's going on, how things are made, and really experience it. Because I think the ladies are just filming there, but we're not getting to see its amazingness, because it's really a cool place. Like, everything is really healthy, and you get to create your own makeup. It's beautiful. I love it. I can't wait. So I definitely plan on going there. Also, can we talk about how the Countess was just real, not nasty, but she just came to be messy in this scene with Bethany, because I thought that her and Carol were moving in a good space, but she was a really, you know, ready to talk dirt on Carol. Because she even said in her confessional, now that Carol's out of the way, me and Bethany can get closer. So I don't know if the Countess was just being kind to Carol, because at that time that Carol was really tending to her. She had just got out of rehab, so maybe she was very soft. Maybe she's getting a little stronger now, and she realizes that because of the whole Adam thing, she still doesn't like Carol. Because she even made a comment. Bethany said something about light and young, and Carol was just like, that's how she likes her men. Luann was like, that's how Carol likes her men. So I'm just like, ooh, are we going back to like Carol's first season beef with the Countess? I don't know. Like, they never really have been on the same page, and I was kind of happy when I felt like they were moving into a space of friendship. But this scene, I was just like, maybe not, because I don't see Carol watching that scene and being cool with the Countess at the reunion, because Carol will hold a grudge. My girl will hold a grudge. So, dinner with Carol and Dorinda. I don't know. I'm watching Carol, and I'm seeing her get hurt that Dorinda saw Bethany's apartment, and I'm kind of confused by it, because but I do understand, because there's still that remnant, right? Yeah, remnant of a friendship there. But girl, you're done. Like, she's trying to mend something with you. You don't want it, so you can't get mad that you're not seeing her, that she's not inviting you to see her new place, because it's like you can't go back and forth. Like, you can't play with Bethany's emotions. Like, either you want to be friends with her or you don't. You know what I mean? And then Carol starts talking about boundaries. I had to establish boundaries with her. get it, respect it. We saw that you didn't have any last season, and it was sad to watch that because you looked like you were completely bulldozed by somebody who has a very strong just presence, and you couldn't really survive under that. So you just, bow down to anything that she wanted. And I guess Carol watched it back and didn't like it and came back this season with these boundaries. But nobody knows that you have these boundaries. You're just acting cold. And you got to have that conversation. We're adults. You got to have that conversation like, listen, I love you. You're my friend. I want us to have a friendship, but I want it to be healthy for the both of us. And this is what I didn't think was healthy. This is what I need to change for us to move forward. I hope you accept that. If not, I can't go any farther with you. That's not hard to say, especially a woman in her 50s. It's not hard for you to, or you would think that you've lived enough life where you know how to communicate. And it's just unfortunate because Carol has these feelings, but she's not communicating them clearly with Bethany. She's saying everything's okay, but you're treating her different. So she knows that something is going on, but you keep on telling her that everything is okay. You're like gaslighting a girl, and it's weird. It's even weird to see Carol feel some sort of way when you're cutting her off, and I'm like, girl, what is it? Because I'm with Carol. I didn't like her friendship with Bethany because I thought they weren't equally yoked. Like they weren't on, the respect just wasn't there for the both. There was love, but Bethany completely bulldozed that friendship. But Carol never said anything. She's still not saying anything. She's just treating her different and saying everything's okay. And it's like, when these ladies learn how to communicate, the seasons are going to be, I won't say the seasons will be better. I would say the friendships will get stronger and mended. But they don't communicate. They do not communicate. They just go off like everything is okay. And all of them are damaged or hurt in some extent by the other, but they're not discussing it. It's sad. It really, really is sad. But it's also letting me know that I have to make sure I'm communicating properly in my relationships, because I don't want none of this. None of the relationships they have is anything that I idolize. I learn from this show too. I watch and I get my life, but I also get an education on what not to do. Listen, I know a lot of y'all don't like Carol, but this athleisure party idea, I'm loving it. All the ladies look great. And then there's Ramona. Ramona came in her like working 9 to 5 outfit, and I'm like, you don't know what athleisure is. Everybody look cute. I like Tinsley look. I love Carol's look. Hoops look really good on her. Can we talk about the sexual tension between her and Adam? Listen, you could cut that thing with a knife, girl. She could not get herself together. I was like, ugh. And the way he was looking at her, like he was going to devour her. I was like, girl, you better leave that young thing alone. Adam, you know what? I understand you're vegan, but babe, you need to eat. You need to eat. Like, you gotta eat something. You don't look healthy. He just always looks like, now I'm not even gonna say you need a burger. I just think he needs a little bit something more. I know healthy vegans and healthy looking vegans. Adam just always looks so tired and gone. Like, and that's his everyday look. Ooh, but Carol, let me tell you something. After that athleisure party, she took a ride down memory lane with that young thing. I ain't hating. Wait, I totally skipped over this. I miss Heather on this show. I liked her presence, especially in this scene with Carol at her athleisure event. I miss her. I liked how she told it like it is. Like, she tells it like it is. She does not play games. I think she left because of her son's issues, or I think like the show was too much with the filming and her son, and I think that's why she left, but I wouldn't mind having her back. But I think that now that Carol is gone, there's no way we're getting Heather back. But I liked her, and I liked the fact that she was supporting Carol. She was just like, you know what, guys, even just talking about it, I think that Heather was the reason why Carol came back this season totally different with boundaries with Bethany, because Heather was just on it right away. As soon as they started talking, she said, yeah, so how was everything going? It's a lot like she just went right into Carol and Bethany's relationship and talking about boundaries, and now Carol is finding her voice and, getting her independence and not being bulldozed. Like, Heather was just on top of everything, and I'm just like, there's no way that this is the first time that you guys are talking about this situation. You've talked about it a long time. You talked about it for hours probably when it was downtime during the season and in between, right? And I think that Heather is probably one of the main people who got in Carol's ear. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think as a friend, she was just like, listen, you look like a flunky on this show. So you want to come back and do a little something different. So yeah, just their conversation, I was like, this ain't the first time y'all talked about Bethany. You done talked about Bethany and Carol's friendship before, and y'all done went in depth. Because the conversation was just too comfortable and like right there. Like they went right into it. I was like, nah, Heather behind Carol with her boundaries. I respect it. That's what a friend will do. You will watch your friend and you just be like, you know what? This person is taking advantage of you. It is what it is. You know what? Ramona handled Sonja crashing her party with her product that she was hawking to the other guests very well. I don't think I would have handled it so well because Sonja has a problem with doing this to, her castmates on the show. Like, she always goes to any of their events selling something of her own. And you know that it's because Sonja is in a dire financial situation. But I don't think that Ramona would have been opposed to her having a, table set up with her stuff. You know what I mean? Or saying that this event is sponsored by Sonja Morgan Crest shoes or whatever. Like, I don't think she would have a problem with that. I don't know why Sonja didn't do that, but I just felt like her bringing her shoes and hawking them to the guests at Ramona's event was very tacky. Very, very tacky, and Ramona handled it well, so more props to her. I think she was just having a really good time and just in a good mood, and even after, in our confessional, just still in a good mood, so props to her for handling it, that situation very well. I wouldn't, but props to her, because Sonja, security, get this heifer out here hawking these shoes out of my event, girl, what? Buy something, at least buy something first before you start trying to sell your product. Now, here go Dorinda apologizing to Luann again. Why are you apologizing? You just gonna drag her in your confessional again and take back the apology. Sis, it's like Dorinda feels bad, but then she thinks about it and she gets angry that she had to apologize to somebody that she harmed. Because Dorinda feels like when people harm her, she wants an apology. She wants, she wants the whole shebang. She wants the whole red carpet pulled out for her. But when she does the harming, get over it. Let's move on. It's not that big of a deal. And then she gets pissed off when people require respect from her. I don't get it because she's apologizing again. And I'm like, sis, why are you doing it? You're going to take it back in your confessional. And just as I said it, I press play on my TV. She takes the apology back. Stop saying it. Like, and another thing, she is giving loaded apologies. Like, she's apologizing to get something back. That is the opposite of an apology. You are not apologizing for yourself. You are apologizing because you harmed somebody and you know that it's wrong. If you were giving an apology for anything else, don't do it. Don't do it. Yes, an apology does free you up and heal you of some things as well, but the initial reason of an apology has nothing to do with you. It has to do with the person that you harmed, and Dorinda doesn't get it. She doesn't get it, so stop apologizing. Just be reckless your whole life, and the people who get you and understand you and want to deal with that will, but the people who want respect from you, not going to rock with you, and you got to be okay with that, because you don't like apologizing. So next week, guys, I hope I'm not working. No, I'm not going to say that. Nah, I'm working, But I hope that I can get the review to you that night or the night before. I wish. Andy, send me these freaking reviews so I can have all this stuff up. This is a lot of work. Shoot. I'm about to pop. Get on this train now. Anyway, I'm hoping that I can watch it that night and review it that night or do it the next day because that is going to be a good episode. It seems like I feel like it's too soon, but it's kind of starting to, it feels like a season finale episode, but I'm going to check and see, but I don't know. Let me know. I'll figure it out somewhere tonight, but it felt like it was a season finale episode, the preview for next week's episode. I don't know, but I'm tuning in because I want to see Ramona confront Bethany. Wow, Bethany. Wow. Drunk Dorinda shows up again and comes after Luann because she didn't invite John. Listen, he not your husband. You know what I mean? Like, that is her show. She wanted people in there for whatever reason to, like, when you are doing a show, especially an intimate performance, you craft a certain audience that will give you as a performer the energy that you need to have a great show. That's what those small, intimate cabaret shows are for, right? When you take it on the road and do bigger spaces, anybody is welcome to come because you want to get the word out there. You want to, you want to make money off of it. So let everybody come. But when you do like your first show, it's really just your family, your friends, people who have supported you, people who will give off the right kind of energy that you need as a performer in the audience. Maybe John was not somebody that she wanted there. Maybe she didn't want to see the both of you together because word on the street is they be doing a lot of drinking and adding some drugs in there, and they're just a toxic couple. People don't like inviting them to events together because they get wild. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know, but whatever the reason was why Luann did not invite John to her cabaret show, Dorinda's reaction was uncalled for. I haven't even seen it, and I already know that her reaction was uncalled for, and the moment she did it was ignorant. It was the wrong time to do that, and her speech was slurred, so she was already lit. And it's like, Dorinda, sis, you are looking horrible this season. This is so sad. It's so sad because everybody came in loving you. You were a fan favorite. But I don't know how anybody, and I'm the biggest Dorinda stan. I can't rock with her this season. She is just being awful. Anyway, that's where the episode ends. I'm excited for next week's episode. Thank you guys for sticking with me and checking in on me and giving me tea on Instagram and Twitter when I'm missing out on stuff. Because a lot of you let me know about Carol, then a few of you let me know about the back and forth between her and Bethany and Heather on Twitter. Yeah, I love how messy you are and how up to date you are on things. Because I do miss a lot because I'm just not on social media like I used to be. So I appreciate it. I don't mind it at all. Keep it coming. And if you like what you see here, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I will see you next week for the following episode of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, New York. I'm doing too many of these shows, but I love it. I'm a fan. That's why I'm doing it. I'm a fan. And I know fans are watching, and we're just sitting down in my living room in my mind, just kikiing, cackling, and having a good time about a show that we all enjoy. That's what we're doing here. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Love ya. Also, there's a bell somewhere down here. Please click that so you guys can get notifications whenever I post something. Like I said, I have a lot more content coming. I just, I'm the only one filming and editing them right now, so it's just going to take a bit. But when the content is ready and I'm loading them, be ready because you're going to get a bunch of stuff, especially tonight. I'm editing like 4 videos, so you're going to get a lot of content Thursday afternoon. So look for that and click that bell so you can get, get notifications whenever I post stuff. And share. Like. Share. Thank you. Love you. See you soon. Night.